Hey there, coaches. It's Amy Twiggs with Flippin' Awesome Coaching. Okay, we just talked about thought downloads, right? And putting the models together. But let's talk about some common mistakes that I see when people are doing their CTFAR models and the formula, okay? So one common mistake is putting a thought in the C line, in the circumstance line. A circumstance is a fact that everyone would agree on. Sometimes we think that our thoughts are facts, but if your enemy would agree with you, then you can know it's a circumstance. Or if everybody in a court of law agrees with you, then you can know it's a circumstance, right? It doesn't have any adjectives. That they're all just, there's no judgment, there's no kind of description, okay? So there's one common error. Another one, putting a question in the T line. Always answer the questions and use that as the T, okay? So if you say, I wonder what I'm going to do here, just say, okay, well, what will I do here? Answer it and put it in the T line then. No questions in the T line. All right, putting more than one thought or one feeling in the F line is also a common mistake, okay? It's most useful, putting more than one thought in the T line also. It's most useful to isolate one thought per model so that it can determine which thought, so you can figure out which thought creates the emotion, okay? And which emotion is driving the actions to the results. So listing multiple or even conflicting feelings in the F line is gonna get kind of confusing. Try to limit one feeling to one thought, all right? That's one common error. Another one, making the R line about someone else. You can't know what somebody else's life experience is. It should always be the result that we create for ourselves, all right? Another one is mixing models. In a model, if it's done properly, the results always prove the original thought. So it's always evidence for your thoughts, okay? So often mixing models happens when a client has a new thought and doesn't realize it. For example, if I were to say, I have 10 things that I am going to do today, and I write them in the circumstance. There's 10 things I plan to do today, and I have a thought, I'll never get this done. This is way too much. I'll never get all this done. And I feel overwhelmed. Then the action is get to work quickly and stay on task, right? No. If that were true, then the result would be all 10 items get done. But when I think that I'll never get all these things done and I feel overwhelmed, I'm probably not going to show up in a way of getting everything done and staying on task. That's a mixed model. The result's probably going to be like, I didn't get everything done, so now I have more to do, so then I still feel overwhelmed, and my experience is something that I'm just creating, a bigger overwhelmed experience, okay? All right, so I want to share also a mental core workout with you on this video. How to make every dream come true in 5 easy steps, all right? Number 1, create a sentence, okay? That's a dream. A sentence is a dream. Every dream we have started with a sentence. Every dream that was created started with a sentence in the mind. Number 2, write it down. It's super simple. Number 3, believe and feel that sentence. That's the part where we talked about growing into beliefs. Number 4, act on the feeling. And then number 5, your actions create your results. So now the question is, what sentence are you going to create today? All right? Interesting, right? So the summary, you have this ability now, all of, everything I've taught you to refine your CTFAR models in a way that makes it easy to gain traction towards your next goals. Okay? So we're going to talk about what massive action is in the next video. It's so important for athletes and coaches to understand massive action. So let's get started in that.